Yu-Gi-Oh! Has a certain reputation for being extremely complex. With its 30-minute turn 1 combos and endless loops, it can feel daunting for those not already in the know to wrap their heads around it. Luckily, Konami foresaw this problem in 1999 by proposing a simplified version of their format called the Junior Rules. While never officially adopted in the TCG, the Junior Rules have been tackled and experimented with by some number of Yu-Gi tubers in the past years, and now it's my turn. With no tributes, 1 spell, 1 trap, and 3 special summons per turn, in this series we will ponder, what does Yu-Gi-Oh! Look like when the action economy has limits? How much can we accomplish with less? Can we truly simplify the game into a more accessible form, or are those complexities baked in? Can we build a stronger Yu-Gi-Oh! That is for the people? We will find out together as we undergo this, the Yu-Gi-Oh! Junior Trials! Hello, world and all who inhabit it. My name is Jessica J, aka Jessie J Plays. I am joined once again by I Wish TCG, and welcome to the Junior Trials 2004 Super Junior Confrontation. That's right, folks, the tournament that we hold every other episode in this series to determine how good of a job me and my co-host did at attempting to craft a format. And I think we did a great job, and everything is going well. Speaking of things going well, I apologize for no camera this episode. I attempted to troubleshoot it with Wish before we started this recording. Unfortunately, I recently moved my recording setup to another room, and since doing that, Elgato no longer recognizes the USB port that it has previously recognized.
I mean, I know what the issue is that it's no longer Transvisibility Day, so the camera doesn't,
True!
it only works on Transvisibility Day, and now that's over, you'll have to wait another year.
Yeah, we are recording this the day after Transvisibility Day, so here is an invisible trans woman behind, hiding behind the soft, comforting veneer of penumbral soldier lady. Who is the premier example of a cis-passing woman because she has 1 tit. Wish, how do you feel about the format today?
Well, I am hoping we left it in, we had nurtured a nice format for the community to enjoy. I did see some people were doo-doo shitting at the Mirror Force semi-limit, but
It's not that big of a deal. A limit to a semi-limit is not, like, going to break the format. I don't think, especially since we essentially went from 6 Mirror Force to 5 Mirror Force. But that being said, last we left the format, we essentially threw Monarchs in the garbage. Nice attempt to make a new mechanic work, but just not for this time, not right now. We had to throw Delinquent Duo in the barrel, but otherwise, the format seemed pretty interesting and had some options available that I think we will be exploring over the course of today. Over the course of this video, Wish and I will be reviewing the deck lists of the 4 individuals who came in top cut of the Super Junior Confrontation 2004, and then we will be watching replays from those top cut matches. Our first deck list is going to be from Discord user Rye. And the deck list is called Sorcerer Turbo. Now, Wish, this is very interesting. It does look to me as though somebody took your idea and ran with it a little bit. Not the same build. Looks like this one is a little bit more focused on Dark Paladin, which is very interesting. And I think I like that because Buster Blader has been pretty consistently solid over the course of this series. Also, Dark Magician PogChamp.
yeah, so forgive me. I remember one of the guys that gets attacked from dragons doesn't count your own graveyard. Is that only Buster Blader, or does Dark Paladin also not count your graveyard? Okay,
No,
no.
Dark
So it's
Paladin is
only OG Buster Blader.
yeah, Dark Paladin is both graveyards. OG Buster Blader does need some amount of stuff going on in your opponent's graveyard. That is the dragons. Dark Paladin is just any dragon played. Which makes it a really solid stat line for something that is a spell negate.
Hmm. No, I mean, this is definitely interesting. I mean, unfortunately, I do feel because of Dark Paladin's not protection for. I mean, the theory here is if you get out Sorcerer of Dark Magic and you get out Dark Paladin, then the only thing that can out your board is um, a flip monster like Old Vindictive
A
or somebody summoning.
tribe infecting virus, basically.
Yeah. Because like Zaborg is out of the format, so it's like, or like somebody resolving Chaos Emperor Dragon. So there's definitely a theory there, but it's definitely going to be very, very hard to get to with um, the amount of cards you're trying to find over the course of the game.
I will say though, you have a point, and it's difficult to get two boss monsters like this out in exactly the way you expect to. But have you considered the fact that Rai is playing Avatar of the Pot?
Hmm. Hmm. Well, the issue is they're not playing three of it. Like if
Oh,
you
that's
could
true.
play.
That's true.
Mm,
Yeah, we did need to go all in. That is a misplay. The next list is coming to us from someone from the dark, who is
ooh.
this is so funny. Reflect Bounder is becoming something of a format all-star for someone. So
Mhm.
what? We've got Fusilier Dragon, we've got Mystic Knight of Jackal, Invader of Darkness to control our opponent's use of quick play spells, and folks, actual real life Jesse J plays. We are
Wow.
attempting to buy the grace of the host here, and let me
Mhm.
tell you, it will work. What the fuck are we playing this for other than Blue Eyes exactly?
So I think it's a level 7, right?
That's true. We are playing Triple Dora of Fate, which if you've never seen this card before, folks, it's not good in the TCG, but in junior format, it does sometimes just read deal 4,000 to your opponent.
Yes. So the what people will do is because so many of the good cards in this metagame are level 8 and there's a couple level 9s. You can normal summon a level 7 and then target with Dora Fate. So that would deal the level of the selected monster. Uh,
Oh,
so that
yeah,
would be
well, the order is specifically you select one
yeah.
face-up monster on your opponent's side of the field, and then if you normal summon a monster that is one level lower than the selected monster during your next turn, inflict damage equal to the initially selected monster's level times 500. 8 times 500 is 4,000 damage.
Yeah, which is absolutely horrifying. And
It's
so
so silly.
Re- Reflect Bounder then reads, uh, you can only hit me with one. You hit me with one attack, and then you're at
That's
like
true.
1100.
If you have already resolved Dora of Fate over the course of the game, that Reflect Bounder starts to look pretty fucking good. Holy
Hmm.
shit. This is a very silly deck list, and I'm looking forward to seeing how successful it is.
Yeah, and Mystical Knight of Jackal, he has a very terrifying effect. He has like a mini Yada Garasu.
Yeah.
So if the opponent he plays a double here because he works for the Dora burn condition, but versus a teeny tiny deck, if they're not setting Sangan or Witch, you're able to Yada lock them forever.
Yeah, the downside of Mystic Knight of Jackal, and this is a very junior format sentence, but 2700 is kind of small right now.
Yeah,
So
it's very
generally
teeny
it
tiny.
just loses to a lot of the normal summons in the format. But like you said, if they don't have one of those normal summons, it is just Yatagarasu.
Hmm.
Okay.
No, but interesting stuff here.
Um. Okay, our third deck list is unfortunately not our third deck list. I'm just gonna acknowledge really quickly. Our third finalist of the 8 participants of this tournament, of the 4 people who we invited to Top Cut, is Sparky. Sparky, it seems, has continued to edit the dueling book deck list that they sent in.
No. Mhm.
So this contains some cards from 2005 in it. So we don't actually
Mhm.
have Sparky's deck for today. That's not a diss on Sparky specifically. That's just a note for like me specifically in the future that like
Mhm.
these tournaments have to have screenshots in addition to dueling book lists. I was going to. I was thinking about showing this list anyway, but at that point we are truly just guessing which of these are were in the deck at the
Mhm.
time of the tournament and which ones have been added since then. Fear not, though, Sparky's deck will be accurate for the replays that we're going to watch, and we get some info from the deck type, which is Sphinx Chaos. So I'm assuming we are running Andros Sphinx. We might be running. I'm interested if we're running Sphinx Talea, because like back when monarchs were good, Joan was the best light monster, but now you maybe want something with a more powerful top line stat.
Yeah, I was actually really considering this. For our game, was just having. I was originally thinking of just playing the 6 Sphinxes because Sphinx Talea having 3,000 defense and Andro Sphinx having 3,000 attack. The format caps out at 3,000 attack for a normal summon. So unless you have something weird like a Buster Blader, just meaning that like they are require a card to answer. They are not like a freebie to walk over with the battle phase, like a lot of cards can be in Junior Journey, but requiring a smashing ground, requiring a ring to actually deal with the threat is really, really big. And without Zaborg in the format, uh, providing even a bigger punish for them, I think they're going to be really, really good.
Yeah. And that is also a good reminder that like people going forward might have to shift to having more straight up removal in in their decks, and there's already a ton of removal present. So it is just kind of a matter of whether or not there are enough monsters with like bigger top stat lines to stall things out. And that is kind of the question mark with Sphinx is that like they have good stat lines, but summoning sickness in junior format is sometimes suspect. Because if your
Mhm.
opponent just gets out a guy who can attack immediately, then sometimes it's not worth the tempo loss. But it certainly might be worth it if they're both big guys and also setting up chaos plays, so we will definitely see. Our final deck list is coming to us from Helior Strider, and Helior Strider is on Moisture Metamorphosis. This is a neat little deck. Helios Strider has been biggest advocate for Metamorphosis for a while and having some amount of success with it. It looks like in this instance we're running Moisture Creature to go into Master of Oz and otherwise just playing a lot of the good fusion strategies that are available to junior format that were frequently banned in the
Mhm.
TCG, but are less of a problem here because it's like, oh, Ryu Senshi, I normal summon Gaga Gigo.
I will say one other very cute thing you can do with Moisture Creature is by Magical Scientist, I actually considered this for my deck as well. Magical Scientist, you can summon 2 extra bodies to get the Heavy Storm effect for Moisture Creature.
That's true. Um, I was trying to see here if like there was some like thing that meant you could tribute scapegoat tokens for moisture creature because it's not a traditional tribute summon, but no, that's not how it works. But yeah, otherwise we are playing the magical scientist strats. We've got magician of faith and a couple of big guys. And we will also see if Cyberstein makes any big waves in what I can assure viewers is going to be its last format before we have to immediately ban it in 2005.
No, I mean, these decks have theoretically, assuming Sphinx Chaos has Sphinxes in it, they theoretically have they do have a lot of core stuff, which is, I mean, that's older formats in Yu-Gi-Oh! In general. They have a bunch of core staples that they all share, but there seems to be like different game plans for each of them.
Yeah,
Some of them,
absolutely.
uh, like some of them are leaning into the chaos aspects more, but like the deck is not saying I need to resolve Chaos Emperor Dragon to win. It's just a option in the deck. It is
Yeah.
a payoff.
Alrighty, our first replay is going to be Rai versus someone from the dark.
Now, now, if I were going to predict, I'm going to say with I'm just closing my eyes before I see the hand. I I unfortunately I am a huge person of like I really hate when decks brick, and I feel like Rise deck will be unfortunately brick turbo. Uh, so I think someone from the dark will win. And now I'll look at the opening hand.
Well, someone from the
Oh, okay,
dark
yeah,
has
that is a very good hand for what I thought would be brick turbo.
yeah, I will say someone has opened the best card in the game, Penumbral Soldier Lady. We are going to start with Amazoness Swordswoman and Compulse, which was horrible last
Mm.
format because of Monarchs, but might be a little bit better here.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, so both players opening Pot of Greed, so not shy for options immediately.
This is literally in the hand.
This is the
Next
hand
turn,
of all time.
if we survive,
Yeah, that is next turn, going to get us into Dark Paladin. So we're going Invader of Darkness. Yeah, what do we have in terms of... We don't have a huge amount of follow-up to this Amazoness Swordswoman, I will say.
Mhm. Now, an issue that might come up here is if we get compulsed immediately, and then someone from the dark goes normal summon, attack with both. If you go like normal summon, reflect bounder, and attack with both swordswoman, reflect bounder, it's just like, oh, I die to. I literally, it's game on burn,
That's true.
game on board with
You
the
do
burn.
you do run into the issue of like this Dark Paladin's gonna be pretty good and pretty interesting. But if all of someone from the Dark's normal summons say burn when you attack me, then that is not as advantageous as it could be. So we will let the Amazoness Swordswoman die. And that's another Pot of Greed, which is neat, but that's also the spell activation per turn, so we're gonna go Dark Hole instead.
Mm.
And down comes Penumbral Soldier Lady.
Oh,
Folks.
the counter to women is someone in the dark.
The counter to Penumbral Soldier Lady is anything that's not Blue Eyes. Call of the Haunted brings back Invader of Darkness. Rai has a Monster Reborn on deck. Yeah, so the problem is Dark Paladin negates spell cards, but not trap
Mhm.
cards. And Compulse just like, well, there's the Compulse now, but... Now, technically, that Call of the Haunted would remain on board. It would just be stuck for the rest of game, but that probably won't matter.
Oh, and now they're pointing it out right now. Will we get a
Aha.
mid Jesse judge call?
I for a second the two words put together call sticks meant nothing to me. Even after having just clarified that seconds ago, this was
Mhm.
gibberish to me.
No, we gotta call Sticks. They know about this situation.
That's what I thought. It was like, wait, call like the little pigs, call sticks, call straw.
Or like
Uh,
heads or tails. I call Sticks.
all right. With the pot of greed, we are going to get. Ooh,
Hmm.
said is interesting, but we sure don't have light in the dark in the graveyard yet.
Yeah.
We get a dark there.
Yeah, we didn't commit to the Dark Paladin, so now the Monster Reborn is going to be a little bit more awkward. Yeah, because now
Yeah.
we have so many spells we want to activate.
Yeah, I probably
Uh,
would have Dark Paladin last turn just to free up spell activations. Enemy controller is interesting. Do we switch it to defense in this situation? It's probably
you
pretty
can't do
good.
anything with the Paladin.
Oh, right,
Because
right,
it.
because it negates spell cards. For some reason, I thought it was just like normal spells.
Ooh.
Okay,
Yeah,
we're starting to hit in.
Yeah, we're trying to be aggro here. I would have maybe set the Apprentice. Yeah, so we can pitch to negate.
And we will not. I guess out of just like Penumbral Soldier Lady is too small?
Hmm, I really don't agree with that because anything kills him, right? And he's must be fusion summoned.
Yeah,
Is that
so Perfect Machine King will actually clear this Dark Paladin. Oh, wait, I can negate. I forgot. Oh,
I'm
Rye.
so sorry, Rye. I'm
Oh,
so
we've
sorry.
been there. Good, someone from the dark being a bro. We will pitch Apprentice Magician to get the negate out. And
Ooh.
now, yeah, now nothing could beat this
I
Dark Paladin. There you go.
I mean any 2900 or Blue Eyes does. No, Blue Eyes doesn't, but any 2900 another. Oh, that doesn't do it.
Yeah, I
Oh,
guess
wait
we're
a minute.
just attacking over Sangan.
Yeah.
I was like
No,
trying to figure out if there was a machine that I wasn't aware of.
yeah, I would have maybe discarded the if I was in Rye's shoes, I would have discarded the Smashing Ground and kept the Reborn potentially. Because like in my brain, it's like, okay, what does I would rather have like a guaranteed summon potentially. Ooh, so if that isn't torrential, there might be. Yeah.
Yeah, so Visor Shock is pretty good here. Um,
Ooh,
so we go smashing.
smashing.
Very true. Very Nigel Thornberry. And we won't go farther than that right now. Dark Paladin gets in.
Yeah, Geki Break is really good for insulating just the rest of the game.
Yeah, Geki Break is very solid if you are in the lead. It is rough to draw if you are not, but...
Ooh, yeah, I would have maybe considered setting the Visor Shot because he counts on flip, right? Or just normal.
Um,
Yeah, he counts on
yeah, yeah, yeah.
if you flip summon him.
So we
Because then you
could
could
have
on this
set
turn
that
you
up,
could have
yeah.
flipped and then went for lethal.
Yeah. We will probably be going for lethal here anyway by just normal
Oh
summoning the Visor Shock. Oh, no.
no!
Oh, that is interesting. You maybe didn't want to give him that.
You can't. So
I
damn
guess
it.
we're just going for the back row.
No. Ah, no. Yeah. No. I can get like not wanting to like if you're really scared about torrential, you don't want to play into one.
Yeah.
Uh,
Alright. And yeah, that has replenished someone from the Dark's
ooh.
hand. We got stuff to
Zed
do
might
now.
win. Oh, but it'd be a tie.
What might win?
I was going to say Zed might win for like game, but it'd be a tie in the burn department.
Oh, yeah.
But now the Dark Paladin should be at 3,400 because of the one dragon.
Oh, yeah, that's true. We will see if that ends up mattering. Alrighty, down comes Reflect Bounder.
Yeah,
And
thankfully they can't just crash it.
yeah, that's true. It's nice that Reflect Bounder literally only works if it is attacked. Um, yeah, so I hope the fact that Dark Paladin is supposed to be 3400 doesn't end up mattering here.
Yeah.
Because it is like an attack with just Dark Paladin would be enough to win.
It is the torrential.
It's a shame that it wasn't torrential last turn, but now it is. If we had been aggressive with Visor Shock, we probably would have won last turn. Well, I guess we could have technically enemy controllered to switch a monster to defense, but then we could have
Yes, this is lethal on board because someone from the dark allowed it. And unfortunately, Rai doesn't realize it's lethal on board.
Yeah, so we're going Monster Reborn into Visor Shock. At least we
I mean, we can special Sed and a normal Tyrant Dragon go for lethal if we have a Light Engrave. Yes, we do. We have a Light and Dark Engrave. This is still lethal on board.
Okay.
Yeah, okay.
We, by not keeping up Dark Paladin's stat lines, we were almost in trouble there, but it ended up not mattering.
Mm-hmm.
Also, did someone from the dark just... I swear I'm not crazy. Someone from the dark just, put their enemy controller in their hand, right? Oh, because of Visor Shock's effect. Okay, yeah, okay. A lot of things are happening at once. Okay. Mm. Yeah. Ryan...
They're just yeah. You had the one take back. I'm gonna take this back from 5 turns ago.
Yeah, there was a couple of game state JPEG things happening there, but Rai takes the game 1 from someone, and let's see if they can keep the good vibes going with this game 2. Alrighty, and someone's side we've got 5 monsters, which is interesting. Not the best for tempo-wise.
Yeah, no Pot of Greeds, though.
Yeah, no Pot of Greeds to start off. So we get to trade...
back row from someone.
Yeah, we get to trade Night Ass for Invader. Now, I gotta say, it is insane to me that we have had 2 decks on this series playing Sorcerer of Dark Magic, and neither of y'all are playing Cosmo Queen. Come on. Down comes Witch of the Black Forest, and... yeah, this makes sense to Call of the Haunted. Put someone for the dark on notice here.
Rai's like, you literally can't let me win with this deck.
You simply cannot. I summoned Dark Paladin.
Oh no!
Don't have a... I would have almost, in someone's shoes, just set the Heavy Storm at this point, just to try to give off the impression of some... but we're gonna take a ton of damage here.
Actually, that is one of the pro players in Reaper format. That's what they would do. They would set Heavy Storm, even though they had back row, to bluff back row, and then flip. So you would lure your opponent in the false sense of security that they had back row, and they'd set their own back row, and then you'd flip up your heavy and be like, "Fuck you, die."
This is also a very good format in general to just be faking set card with, because those set cards could be Torrential Tribute. They can be 5 copies of Mirror Force. Someone's going down very low. Ring of Destruction is kind of bad at this stage. We can call that's a pretty good Heavy Storm. We lose the Invader of Darkness, but doesn't
we need a check for the Tyrant?
Yeah, we would need to trade, and that doesn't really work for us. So I guess we are just going for it. We're just gonna trade Invader and plan on going really low with Ring of Destruction. Now, the good news for someone that they don't know yet is Rai doesn't have a normal summon. We do have a Monster Reborn, which will go into Invader of Darkness, though.
Rai has done more than most Yu-Gi-Oh players and has red Tyrant Dragon.
I had to put out a note about that at some point. Tyrant Dragon has a million like specificities in its 3 different effects, and it has never mattered in anything other than junior format.
Do you want to pause for 2 seconds?
What's up?
So something super funny about Tyrant Dragon is the Yu-Gi-Oh game developers that would like make the Game Boy games and other stuff. As soon as they went to like actual card game rules, for I think like maybe the first 2 Game Boy games that were GX, and had like the card pool into GX. They just didn't have Tyrant Dragon in the game because they didn't know how to program his effects into the game.
Oh, Tyrant Dragon, what a mess of a card. So Amazon Swordswoman is gonna get in. Someone for the dark, Rye is just like, that is not worth the torrential tribute. It might start to be worth the Mirror Force though. Rye's starting to get low.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll go ahead and Mirror Force that. Now, this is the downside of playing both Chaos Emperor Dragon and Sorcerer of Dark Magic.
Mm-hmm.
The brick
fine.
the brick that you kind of foresaw is starting to rear its ugly head at this stage. Torrential Tribute is looking pretty good. We can get pretty good value if someone summons something.
Yeah, I would no.
Yeah, I would not let this go through. Yeah.
Ooh. Yeah. Okay.
So funny. Don't count your GGs before they're hatched, motherfucker. Oh, and the Raigeki break doesn't even get us there because we need a light monster. We just don't have one in hand.
I mean, I would Geki break this.
Yeah.
Discard the sorcerer. Keep the Seds.
We can. If we get magical scientists, we can make something off of that sorcerer.
Oh
My god, this is so rough.
Oh, we lose.
Wait, that is game 2.
Yeah, it's literally game.
Yeah, Amazon
we needed
comes
we
out.
needed to heavy.
Yeah, I mean, we didn't, it would be hard to read that as exactly the one of Call of the Haunted, because most of the other back row in the format we're not dead to. But that is going to force the game 3.
That is very funny where he's like, I lose, GG's, and then he literally wins 2 turns later.
See, that was just him peering into the future and knowing that he won in 2 turns. Alright, game 3, not a whole lot going on with this one. Someone from the Dark's hand is looking pretty good.
Yeah, especially with Pot of Greed going second, you'll be having 7 cards.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, this is the kind of breakdown that you want to see. We've got a powerful flip monster, we've got 2 powerful normal summons, a host of strong trap cards. And Mystic Knight of Jackal is going to rob us of both a monster in the graveyard for Sed. Oh, wait, no, it's not on the board for its effect to resolve. Right, okay.
Oh, I think it can trigger. I could be mistaken, but... Oh, okay. Never mind.
Yeah, we were having this question in like earlier formats, and I think we determined that effects like Guardian Joan does not work if it attacks a flip monster.
Ooh,
Air Knight Parshath is fun. Rai is gonna attack and get a card out of it.
Yeah, if we can draw a back row to contest the normal, that is really, really good.
Yeah, too bad we can't discard something that we can Monster Reborn, but we can Monster Reborn the thing we Raigeki break. So it's still probably worth it.
I mean, I would protect... Oh.
I guess we, will be holding on to the Geki break for the time being. Down comes Mirror Force.
Maybe I guess we're valuing our Sed push.
We still need... Oh, I guess we do
Sed
have...
Reborn Parshath is still good.
That's true. We do have like
Oh, wait a minute, we can't. We can't reborn Parshath if we said
oh
I'm a
yeah.
dumbass.
We can
Uh,
reborn the Invader of Darkness if we want.
or
Uh
the Knight of Jackal just for damage,
that's
honestly.
true. Um
What? No, you can do stuff. Like,
let's see.
oh yeah, I see. Yeah, I see. Yeah, they're like, yeah, I should have pitched the Reborn instead of the Tyrant Dragon. Uh, I
Yeah. I think I would agree with that, but
yeah.
Reborn is still pretty good. And yeah, we are going to go Mystic Knight of Jackal to start hitting in for damage, which is pretty good considering someone does not have anything that contests it.
Hmm.
Alright, so Rise going up is up on a ton of life points at this point. Someone from the Dark has slightly more cards, but the best hope someone has at defeating one of these monsters is Call of the Haunted, and that is slow, doesn't get around Mirror Force, and doesn't beat Zed. So,
Hmm.
not the best of situations for them.
Yeah, Call Morphing Jar might, because they probably live with Call. Oh, really?
I guess,
Ooh.
yeah, we are just
Uh,
trying to punish.
I don't agree with this because you die to said attacking and then just main phase two said.
um, yeah, I maybe we are like bluffing the back row. Let's see what happens here. So Mystic
Oh,
Knight of
your opponent takes
Jackal.
the damage instead. Okay, I thought it was both
No,
players.
no, no,
No,
no.
okay.
Amazon a Swords Woman is being played because it has this neat little
Oh,
interaction.
yeah, 100% use the effect here. It's so oh.
We don't need it. Yeah, I
Yeah, I
would
guess
think
you
that
call for
Rye.
Amazonas here, I guess.
Yeah, I guess Rye is just like I got enough life points, but
Yeah, I would prioritize just putting it back on the top just so you would
okay, we are going down.
to the top deck war.
The pure top deck war where Rai has the advantage in terms of that Mirror Force is also dying. Um, Rai has the advantage in terms of life points, but someone from the dark has first draw. I'm not
Mhm.
sure about that. I guess we also have the perspective of we can see someone from the dark's hand.
Yeah, this is the problem of chaos decks is that you can said effect, but because you're on got the guys like said, your top decks are going to be
Yeah, dark.
probably worse.
If we top deck Sorcerer of Dark Magic, we just cry. Now pretty good openers for both players. Actually, I lied. Ring of Destruction is not good for someone from the dark.
It's fine. Rai's going to draw magical scientists,
Very
and
true. That will make it worthwhile. We
yeah.
absolutely trap hole this.
Mhm.
Don't let someone from the dark get ahead of you. Ooh, that's pretty good.
Oh, that is devastating. No,
We're
you
gonna...
have to ring this.
Wait, really? Oh
You
no.
you have to ring this. It is so devastating.
Oh, that doesn't feel good. Um, Someone's thinking about it. Oh, they're thinking about it.
Yeah, you have to ring and hope that your top deck
Yeah. Oh no.
does enough damage that they can't use. Assuming they get scientist, hope that that doesn't murder the top deck. But if they get faith, you have to hope it is like faith into other bum. Oh, okay. So this gives someone from the dark a lot more wiggle room of like a range of top decks that they don't die on the spot.
That's
And
pretty
Invader is
good.
going to be one of the best ones.
Yeah.
Because now Rye has to top deck something that contests a second normal or they die on the follow up. Assuming there's no, like, Karibo. I forgot it.
Oh my god, it's just that easy! Yeah, someone from the dark, essentially. Oh, with the dark
Yeah.
hole into which the Black Forest simply never punished. Simply
Yeah,
never
no.
punished for setting. Rai takes the first round of the quarterfinals. Oh my
Ryan's a
god.
much better person than me because I would have been a little grandma and be like, "Oh yeah, fuck, I didn't draw Smashing Ground. This is looking dire for me, Dark Hole."
Oh, incredible. That is Rai moving into finals. Our second game of the quarterfinals is going to be Sparky versus Helior Strider. Getting our first true look at Sparky's deck here.
Yeah, so Sparky was the Sphinx Chaos. Without looking at the list and with just making assumptions, I could see the Sphinx Chaos being super duper good.
Yeah.
That's a water monster. That's not a chaos monster. I've been lied to.
The problem is, one of the problems with chaos in this format is that you still have to play Gogi Gaga Gigo. You still have to play Tyrant Dragon. Which is, like, I think part of the brickiness that we saw with Rai during Game 2 of their match. Alright.
Mm-hmm.
This is a good hand, though. This has a lot of stuff going on. We can Cyberstein if we want. You can normal summon Cyberstein in defense in this format. But we're not doing any of that.
Very funny that Witch does get to clear the face down monster.
In any other situation. What happened to setting Despair from the Dark like true American patriots? So, yeah, we just lead with the blue eyes, but that actually gets bottomless, so unfortunately, we're not super in the place we want to be for Chaos.
This is super duper rough, because MST contests the back row, we can normal Stein defense, and potentially Stein,
oh,
and we still have a back row follow-up?
Yeah, are we gonna
like,
Stein here? That's incredible. Yes! Yeah. Oh, me when the Cyber is Stein! Now that also puts Helior Strider super low. So that is worth considering, and Sparky does have the Dark Hole for follow-up. I'm not sure this might actually not go the way. So...
What?
What's up?
You can't switch to defense after attacking with it.
Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah. Sparky caught that. Yeah, Sparky did just like take 5,300 without asking. That is true and valid. Down comes the Dark Hole. Unfortunately, if we had a light monster, this would actually look quite good for us, because we could normal into the back row that we're concerned about, which is Trap Hole, and then we would have Chaos Sork as a follow-up. As it is, this does look a little bit awkward from Sparky's position. I would probably consider setting the Despair, even if I didn't know what that back row was.
Also, you're talking so much shit about Gaga Gigo, and he's not even lethal here. Like, obviously,
we are going down to 50 life points on the strength of Gaga Gigo and the Cyberstein activation. Oh my god, what a silly... What are you doing with that? Oh, okay.
Yeah, and now this is going to be super rough situation for Sparky, because Blast held by Tribute does not work on Thousand Eyes Restrict, and Restrict is going to be the only thing attacking for the next 20... Oh, no! No!
What's up?
No, please don't tell me how this fucking ends. Despair has 3,000 defense.
Wait!
If Restrict attacks Despair, that's lethal.
No. Oh my god, please let that be how...
That's how this ends.
That has to be it. That simply has to be it.
No.
Helior Strider with 50 life points. Oh, you have to, as Helior Strider, you have to be thinking about that, right? That has to be a consideration of yours. Oh my god! Please. Oh my god, are we going for it? we don't have anything that beats Despair from the Dark.
Mhm.
If we attack, we lose. Oh yeah. I wasn't sure why we put it at 2800. Yeah,
Uh,
we don't.
so actually, I had the same thing. I just thought he was 2800 when I saw Gaga Giga for the first time.
Sparky really fucking slow rolling that shit. Oh no! We lost to our own activation of Cyberstein.
Oh, it had to be fucking 50 damage. Jesus.
Oh, that was so silly. Alrighty, game 2. Let's see Helios Strider, if Helios Strider can find some redemption. We are on the Sphinx Leia. That is gratifying to see. Summoning sickness is a
Helios,
lot.
uh, he, he sided in the nobleman of Cross. I was like, I'm not losing to 50 damage again.
Oh no. Okay. So down comes Moisture Creature. Moisture Creature has a big ass, but it doesn't stand up to Gogi Gaga Gigo.
Really?
Oh no! We didn't see the nobleman getting sided, and so
I
that is actually going to be quite a bit here.
Yeah, I would have been personally. I would have been like, okay, I'll MST the back row set Dust Tornado because I have 3 pieces spell trap removal, but
Yeah,
I mean, heavy trap hole is really good here though for sure.
that's
Um,
true, but we are behind. Um,
oh God.
okay.
Okay, we're not close to set
We
yet. I
we
was
we
like,
still need the dark in the graveyard. Um,
really?
yeah, we
Yeah,
just
we're dead
lose.
to the other Gigo. Yeah, we
Yeah,
lose.
I'm not sure why we didn't set a trap hole. Maybe we were just trying to bluff a Mirror Force. But that will be game 2 in Helios Strider's favor.
Yeah, that was a little bit of a quick one. I think there was just a missequence there because, like, I think Sparky definitely had a hand that contested Helios's hand and would have took away the game there, just missequenced uh,
Yeah, I
near the end.
definitely would have at least set something that first turn just to get ahead on tempo. This game 3, though, we do start off with a Pot of Greed. Looking Monster Light. This is an awkward hand for Helios Strider, I will say.
Yeah, it is Monster Light, but it's also backed by like all the best staples in Junior Journey right now.
Yeah. We will see how things play out. Sparky is also playing things a little slow. Double Magical Scientist doesn't feel great, but Nobleman of Crossout probably does.
Mhm.
Still nothing to really hit Sparky's life points with, though, is kind of the issue. Sphinx Leia
Ooh.
comes down.
I would consider just summoning Sphinx Leia in defense because then it gets rid of the tune effect. Because yeah, now you're gonna have to sit on it for a little bit.
I actually am pretty sure that this card is fine if you flip summon it.
Oh, okay. No,
Side note, I
damn
actually,
reading.
yeah, I would maybe consider summoning it out in face-up defense mode just because we've seen the Nobleman of Crossouts, but I actually don't think the summoning sickness is going to be an issue with flip summoning it. The Sphinxes are, I mean, they're weird, but also nobody was ever expecting you to set these guys.
Yeah, so Restrict gets to steal it, but he doesn't get the stats here because it's face down.
Yes. So the magical scientist sends the restrict to extra at the end of the turn, so it's just the removal spell on the Sphinx to Leia.
I mean, honestly, I think like going your own scientist and then just summoning like a restrict 2 restricts to
I
out the
would,
other
yeah,
2
I
scientists.
probably would just go 2 restricts here. Just try to clear the board. And it looks like that's probably the direction we're gonna go. And yeah, it's gonna be met with a Ring of Destruction. That makes sense. Down comes Torrential Tribute, which is a good set, and
Ooh,
we
sad.
we can't really you do anything with Zed right now. Heavy will take out TT, but again, no monsters to push with anything. Gaga Gigo takes out the magical scientist. Little does Helior Strider know.
Oh no. Are we going to do the moisture creature play? We're doing the moisture creature play. So if we summon one more, moisture is a heavy storm here.
That's true. But we
Okay,
aren't
no, we're not.
we aren't gonna go that route. That would have been incredibly funny, but
Ooh, Reborn is a really good top deck here.
yeah.
I like Gaga Gigo does get in for damage, but I honestly still like because you have the Mirror Force just reviving your own scientist, summoning the restriction, slurping.
I think I agree with that. I think you probably do feel good clearing Helios Strider's board at this stage, and it looks like that is the direction we're gonna go.
Actually, I would consider just slurping up theirs just to have like one less guy in the grave in case for like chaos reasons. Because you never know. There could be like 2 chaos guys.
Oh, what? Why? Well, I guess we're probably gonna like Thousand Eyes Restrict in main phase 2.
I mean, hopefully. I would hope so.
For a second, I was like, is Sparky fucking playing the Mirage Knight, and we just didn't see that because we didn't see Sparky's deck? Oh my god. That was a jump scare for a second. I truly thought we were about to see something incredibly stupid.
Very funny that we see Dark Flare Knight because he literally got a retrain announced like today.
Alright, we have a said, but, of course Sparky does have the counter to that in Mirror Force.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, we'll go ahead and use it.
Oh, the Toon effect coming
And that
up.
is, yeah, the Summoning Sickness does, kind of bite, Sparky a little bit here. But the 3k defense doesn't feel bad in the face of the Gaga Gigo. We're just gonna blast Held by Tribute it anyway.
And that is not lethal yet.
And that is
that
going
is
to
lethal.
be lethal. Oh my god.
Yeah, so Sparky, I feel like they game 2 they really played questionably, but game 3 their play was on point.
Yes. Yeah, that is going to be Sparky taking it and moving into the finals. But before we look at finals, we do have to take a second and witness the bronze match.
The bronze medal.
The bronze medal match is, of course, going to be Someone from the Dark versus Helior Strider. This should be a fun matchup. This should be a very silly game. So, yeah, right away, we've got a couple of knight asses. We've got a couple of big guys.
I really hope Helios summons a Master of Oz, and then someone from the dark is like, okay, I normal summon Reflect Bounder.
We will get to Pot of Greed for it twice, so here's hoping.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, apparently DB lag was rough for this one, so it seems that we are going to have to switch dueling book windows in between games.
Ooh, that's pretty fun. That's pretty fun. It's like the Monty Python mids movie recession that goes do 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 do. Editor, put that up if it's not too much trouble, though.
Editor, don't do anything that you don't want to do. Don't fucking listen to a man tell you how to do your job. Down comes Tiva, which is a funny little card that we immediately limited because it would be so annoying at 3.
Yeah, when I saw this card, I'm like, okay, there's so many different versions of like Threatening Roar stall that existed in Junior Journey tournaments, and I'm like, I don't want a version of that that's like compulsible to recycle.
Yeah. So I'm pretty sure this effect works even if it's not on the board anymore, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
it just happens.
Yeah,
That's why
Yu-Gi-Oh
it's so difficult.
Yu-Gi-Oh is weird in that way. Joan does not work, but Tiva does. Right now Helior Strider is just like leading with a lot of Knight Assailants, not getting a whole lot done otherwise. But someone from the dark is going to
Someone
throw
from the
down.
dark played Invader from the dark. He played
that's
himself.
true. Double darkness power.
Insert the Kingdom Hearts quote, "Darkness within darkness awaits you."
So, which is powerful, the Invader of Darkness or the Knight Assailant? Turns out that they just kind of draw even and both kill each other.
Yeah.
Another Pot of Greed in main too.
Darkness kills the knight, but the ass is the invader's weakness.
Sure. Someone from the dark passes it to Helios Strider, and Helios Strider just is on Bungus Turbo right now. You probably just like normal summon a guy, and just like try to make. Oh, and that's the best possible one. Tyrant Compulse does not fucking work on Tyrant Dragon, so someone is actually in a rough situation here.
Yeah, we had a bunch of positive tempo here, but Tyrant Dragon checks the whole hand right now.
It's the third copy of Pot of Greed. It'll be a really good case study in how Pot of Greed is not that good in junior format. If someone from the dark activates Pot of Greed 3 times and just loses anyway. That Visor Shock is not doing much. Yeah, the Compulse goes back to hand. We will go Monster Reborn now. I guess we summoned the Visor Shock in attack mode because we were hoping to get in with it with damage. We can, I guess, still murder a Scapegoat token. Yeah, so we're just like, we gotta trade for that Tyrant Dragon. It's too much trouble. And down goes a Scapegoat token. Down set the compulsory evacuation device. Trap hole is a pretty good
So,
draw.
if I was, because I'm like a burn gremlin, I've played a lot of burn in my time. And when somebody scapegoats, I'm like, ooh, I'm going to never touch your tokens ever again. And now you have now locked yourself to one guy for the rest of the game.
That is true. If someone from the dark wanted to, they could just make Helios Strider like suck on their scapegoat tokens until. Is someone playing Air Knight in this deck? I'm trying to remember.
I don't think so.
I think it was Rai who was on Air Knight, right?
Yeah, it was Rai who was on Air Knight.
Okay, that would be very
There might
funny.
have been one in the side, but it definitely wasn't like a 3-0.
God, I can't fucking wait until Goryu gets released. What a fun day in junior format history. So let's see where we're at after this.
You know what fixes this hand? The third Pot of Greed.
That's true. The third Pot of Greed will still not give us anything that beats Invader of Darkness. Well, I get no, that isn't really good. I was gonna say we could enemy controller the Invader of Darkness and attack it with Jackal, but that still like loses to Trap Hole.
And, Invader has text, funnily enough.
Oh right! Wait! Oh, this is the worst possible. Oh, this is After activating 3 Pot of Greed, someone from the Dark has constructed like the worst possible hand for what Helior Strider has thus far produced. Compulse versus Tyrant Dragon, My Body and Enemy Controller versus Invader of Darkness. Just an insane series of all of someone's strategies being checked by what Helior Strider has been playing. So the question now is, will Helior Strider try to go for lethal? I probably wouldn't. I would probably just try to hit in with 2900.
Yeah, the issue we're seeing with the stat line right now is that someone from the dark has is seven cards to 4, but none of these 7 cards can check the two that are on board and the one that's in hand.
None of these 7 cards beat Blue Eyes White Dragon. It's the fundamental junior format question. Someone from the dark is gonna preemptively compulse, which like makes sense. You can maybe eke another turn out. Oh, but maybe not. Holy shit.
Yeah, so if we had compulsed the invader, Helio couldn't have. They already used their normal, and then you could potentially use enemy controller to help clear the board.
Yeah, but that still leaves the Invader of Darkness coming down next turn, which is...
Yeah, so we just have to pray the back row can't do anything. We have to attack here.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, I would set the My Body just to be like, maybe they'll...
Yeah.
And, yeah, Dust Tornadoing the new card, if it hit the old set, we were just dead on the spot. Though Gigo has a big booty, so even switching him to defense is still rough.
Are we gonna try to save the Fusilier Dragon? We will. We will put Gigo to defense mode, and hope that we find a way to defeat it on the crackback. Worst case scenario, we can smack it with Amazoness Swordswoman.
The 4th Pot of Greed does it.
This is going to be the 4th Pot of Greed. This is actually going to be Avatar of the Pot, I think.
Ooh, okay. It's actually laggy on my end. I can't even see what's going on.
Yeah, it's just Dueling Book is lagging. What's going on? I hear spell activation
I hear the spell activation noise.
Oh, Dueling Book is so awesome. This rules. Rai, please keep all of this in. Oh no, this is insane. This is wild. Okay, we got there.
Ooh.
That is not what you want to see. This is the problem with Dora of Fate. There is an argument that maybe you should hit this card in some capacity because it can deal 4,000 damage, but in a pitched battle situation like this where you need each of your cards to immediately affect your opponent's board, Dora of Fate is just not it. Yeah, because we can do 4,000 burn and then what?
No, I mean, I think legitimately if the Gate Guardian pieces were unlimited, Gate Guardian Dora of Fate burn would be one of the best decks of the format.
For sure.
But because those cards, you know, are Gonzo, Ripperoni, Riceroni, the level 7 pool is very sparing.
So I guess we are gonna try to go for the burn. We can get a little bit with Amazoness Swordswoman. We can set up... No,
Ooh.
I disagree with that. You should absolutely... Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you should absolutely attack Gigo at this stage. If you want to go for burn, go for burn. And you know, we can hopefully, if Helior Strider doesn't find a way...
Yeah, because... So Amazoness Swordswoman is 1450 if the Gigo attacks over it. Dora of Fate could hit for 4k. So then your next card just has to deal 1,000 more damage.
Yeah.
Theoretically.
So we've got 2 Moisture Creature and a Magical Scientist. Magical Scientist is, might come in handy if we try to go the Amazonas burn strat.
Hmm.
Um, and Moisture Creature is kind of interesting because it potentially. I guess we probably wouldn't risk it, but you could potentially get 4,500 burn off of Dora Fate of this guy. But Summon from the
Hmm.
Dark is only looking at level 7 monsters right now. So down go both monsters. We'll get Helios Strider pretty low here.
Yeah, it has to be like Dark Hole off the top.
Yeah. Which it
Ooh,
would be
and this
pretty.
card is rough. You have to preemptively activate it on your opponent's turn. You can't even see your top deck.
Yeah. I mean, we got what we need, but I think we're just dead anyway.
Yeah,
we
we are
can
we are dead.
we can do 4,000 damage and then we die, which in fairness is pretty funny. We
Yeah,
resolved Dora of Fate.
No. We resolved the Dora fate, but we just could not get the burn game plan online. Now, Jesse J plays. Is M's the Infinity a level 7?
I actually think it might be a level 6. I would need to double check.
Oh, there's no way M's the Infinity is level 6.
I don't know off the top of my head.
Okay, I'll pull it up in the background here because like I'm envisioning a alternate version of this deck
Of course, you're
where you play
envisioning the
limiter
Dora
removal.
Fate deck. Limiter removal machine was a thing for a little bit. It's just that M's the Infinity is like too small. So
It is level 7. So you could play, those are both level 7 machines with Dora Fate. So you could like Dora for 4K and then pump up your guy to over 5K.
So just to explain to y'all at home what is happening while Wish is looking this
In
thing
my
up
mind
and
palace.
is in his mind palace and I'm fucking around with slides is because Dueling Book was lagging so much. There is a separate replay for games 2 and 3, so I had to load that up momentarily. But we're back in, and now we can see how the rest of the bronze match plays out.
I mean, he's also on Machine King, Perfect Machine King, so like he could literally do it. The level removal version.
That's true. Perfect Machine King is kind of a
Wait a
neat.
minute, Reflect Founders is Machine too. Shit, this is no. I think it can work. I think it can
You
work.
gotta make the machine burn deck of your dreams, man. You gotta jump in. Be the change you want to see in the world. This is a good opener from Helior Strider. We have like a lot of stuff and enough monsters to set up for set over a course of turns. So Helior Strider will take the damage.
Yeah, we do. We can set up set. However, none of this actually contests just Reflect Bounder burn over and over and over.
Oh, it depends on how many times we can resolve Reflect Bound or Burn. We had
Oh,
the one.
oh God. Could you hover over Dora Fate for a second? That's in Summon from the Dark
Yeah,
Stand.
what's up?
Okay, when you normal summon, I'm like, oh God, can we like call the Hunted our own invader and then burn for because Helios is going to summon Moisture Creature pretty quickly here.
Yeah. So the Moisture Creature does make Helios Strider vulnerable to Dora of Fate, hilariously. But someone from the dark doesn't necessarily know that yet, so it's a question of whether or not they will, I guess, be lucky enough to wait on their own Invader of Darkness.
How's it feel to stare down? Oh, Amnesty's really good.
Yeah,
But
MST
yeah.
is solid.
Now Helios just needs to top deck the third pot of greed, and it's like the shoe is on the other foot.
Unfortunately, someone from the dark, Invader of Darkness is one-sided.
Yeah, ooh. And
So,
that was going to be part of the larger amount of burn you would have been able to accomplish.
so we had a game where Helios Strider drew 1,000,000 cards and just could not beat a couple of big guys, and now we have a game where Helios Strider is drawing 1,000,000 cards and is the one with 1,000,000 big guys.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Someone from the dark is correct. Helior Strider did, in fact, pot.
Hmm. They're so full of pot.
Alright. The game state has been repaired. Um... Yeah, you probably don't want to be someone from the dark in this situation. We will bring down Invader of Darkness. Try to attack into that Sangan. I guess we will Mirror Force it. Just to keep the aggression going. We can flip summon that Sangan next turn.
Me. Now, this is just me being a goober. I mean, I guess now you know there's the MST, but I don't hate like just activating Call the Haunted and just trying to attack the face down again.
Yeah, I
But
would probably go for something aggressive along those lines as well. Um,
okay, do we have a level 8 in our hand? No.
no.
Okay, we have got a jar.
Oh, are we going to see a 4,500 burn Dora of Fate before the day is over? Oh!
We could have done it.
Wait, well, we could have done it last turn. We could. But Morphing Jar pairs up so badly with that. Well, maybe it doesn't. I guess if we Morphing Jar, we can blind Dora of Fate a little bit more confidently. But we're not gonna go for that. Invader of Darkness takes out Moisture Creature.
Yeah, we now have to contend with Sed, though, which is going to be a... Oh god, Sed Reborn Tyrant Dragon, like 80 million pushes here.
Yeah.
And you know there's no Torrential, so it's you just have to play around Mirror Force at this point.
Yeah, that's true. Oh, that's pretty good.
Ooh, punish for targeting someone from the Dark's graveyard.
Yeah, we will blank the... Well, we couldn't target our own graveyard because we need both of those monsters for Sed. If we want to go all in.
But this is a slightly bigger guy.
This is true. Chaos Emperor Dragon is the biggest guy out. And someone from the dark, Helior Strider also has the better back row. Although that doesn't suck.
I just got flashbacks of, like, there was that viral video where there was the guy that was like, women are my favorite guy. I'm just imagining a Junior Journey version of 3K is my favorite guy.
That is absolutely true. What are we getting with Sangan at this stage? Oh, Magician of Faith is not bad. We can get a lot of good things with that if we don't want to try to push.
We can resolve the third pot of greed.
I like how Dora... Oh, this selects. Is selecting and targeting the same thing?
Yes,
Okay,
basically.
okay. So
there was like one or two cards that didn't target that said select, but basically they should be all target.
Dora of Fate cannot be used on Tyrant Dragon. That might be a good morphing jar from someone from the dark. We will see how it plays out. Down comes Tyrant Dragon. Another... And neither of someone from the dark's back row works on this guy. But that's a beefy morphing jar.
Yeah, and we might be able to Dora on this turn and then Ring on our turn, and then that's game.
Oh,
and...
well, we have to ring first because of the errata.
No, we have to activate Dora right now.
Oh,
and
yeah,
then
yeah,
on
yeah,
our
yeah,
turn,
yeah.
we
That's true,
ring and then we normal.
Yeah, okay. Well, I don't think we can ring. That does it. We can't ring during our turn.
Oh.
Yeah, it's errata.
Okay, never mind.
Yeah. So we definitely would have to... Did we trap card this turn? We didn't. So we would need to ring of... Oh, yeah, Tyrant Dragon is allowed to attack again. If that is the... Yeah. Tyrant Dragon is pretty good. It can just trade here.
Yeah.
Now...
It feels rough, but...
What's interesting is that we don't have a thing to Dora of Fate. Yeah. So, yeah, this is an interesting game. I'm not sure what to make of it.
Ooh, we have a lack of monsters in our hand.
Yeah, we can hopefully fix that. Yeah. Okay, so that's
Yeah.
2 monsters, but Helior Strider has all the back row they need. You probably consider just setting a guy at this stage. I would think consider doing the silly thing and just setting Invader of Darkness.
I like setting because words.
Torrential Tribute, Trap Hole.
Yeah, both those are in the format, but also you don't want to take 100 damage from like another set dropping or something like a Blue Eyes because then you can't activate the premature in your hand.
True. So now the back row is just getting so clogged. It's making it hard with oh no, wait!
Uh,
Oh my
we
god!
we
Wait,
need a level 7
do we
though.
have to kill our own is there a way out of this? Yeah, no, just set that. Oh no. Wait. Is Dora of Fate gonna do it?
Oh, we do have the Jackal.
Yeah, that's it. Holy shit! Helios Strider is just desperately trying to figure out. We have Trap Hole.
Okay, I'm guessing he's going to yeah, Ring of Destruction his own in No, does that I don't think that does it. I think I don't I think because Dora just already resolved.
Yeah, because it like targeted the card last turn, so I don't think you can Raigeki break your own Invader of Darkness and stop this. And it doesn't even
Yeah.
say successful normal, so I don't think Trap Hole stops it either. Yeah, that's Dora of Fate for lethal. Holy shit.
Yeah, I thought you would have had to Geki break your own invader, which feels really bad, but it's like, yeah, I don't want to die to burn.
Oh, we didn't Geki break our own Invader there because we had just said it.
Oh,
Yeah, so
yeah.
that is the reason that happened. So unfortunately, we just lost to Dora.
Hmm.
Even in
Yeah.
Edo Pro, this card doesn't have many modern PSCC or
So
many rulings. Holy shit.
I am I am so the next match is finals, right?
Yeah, this is the last game of Bronze, and then we will be
So,
looking at the finals.
so in my head I'm like, oh, the burn is cute, but I think it's like might be too bricky, and I'm like, oh, I thought the Buster Blader deck is cute, but it's too bricky, and they're both the fucking decks in finals. I am just oh, I am the non-believer.
Oh, sometimes miracles happen in junior format. That was why in a tournament I built a deck that went undefeated to everything except Levia Dragon Turbo.
Wait a
Because
minute.
I
So
could.
is this like I thought that was game 3. What is this?
That was game two.
Oh, really?
Because we saw game one, Dueling Book shit the bed, and then we watched game two. Game two was
Oh, okay.
went on a little while.
No, okay. For whatever reason, I thought there was 3 games there. I'm just gaslighting myself.
There, well, uh, someone admitted defeat the first game for this, um, like iteration of the Dueling book replay because they lost the first one in the last one.
Mhm.
I don't know if that sentence construction is remotely decipherable. We Pot of Greed for a Dark Hole and Invader of Darkness. Good pair of cards. This is a good hand for someone. Did we
Ooh,
not
that is a
summon?
do we have my body in the hand? Otherwise, that is a sexy near force.
Yeah. Yeah, it is just gonna be Mirror Force. I guess we were holding onto our monsters in the face
Yo,
of.
we're just getting turbo owned because now heavy for 2 and
Oh, yeah,
next
yeah,
turn pot
yeah.
of greed. We are getting out turboed out the ass in board clears.
Yeah, so down comes Gaga Gigo for a cool 29.50. Mirror Force as a back row feels really good. We have Heavy Storm, but we don't have anything that contests the. I guess we can Dark Hole it, but like.
I legitimately think you do Dark Hole just to
Yeah.
guarantee, like, go Dark Hole, and then set Morphing Jar, just because then it, like, helps. Ooh, but then you can't use the rest of the staples in your hand. So maybe I actually like going Dark Hole, set Econ, set the jar, and then maybe you can use Econ to stall the jar out a little bit more so you can get more of your back row in rotation.
I don't think I hate that. I think that would be a pretty good way to go. It looks like someone is going to just not summon a monster for the time being. Hopes that the Torrential Tribute will get there, which in fairness, it's a good card. And Helior Strider's
Ooh.
not going to be using their one spell activation on Mystical Space Typhoon, so TT takes out the Tyrant Dragon.
Mhm. Yeah, so had we summoned the Moisture creature and they TT'd, we could have summoned Sed and got really super duper aggro. But yeah, this is
Yeah.
an awesome heavy. Getting the 2-for-1 that happened to before.
Yeah, and this is gearing up to be a potentially devastating morphing jar, which punishes us for having waited too long on the Sed.
Mhm.
Oh, and we're not even gonna Metamorphosis the moisture creature. Oh,
And
say it
that is
ain't so.
because we MST'd the back
Oh
row.
yeah, yeah, that's true, that's true. Yeah,
We
yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah we. I was like, wait,
Hold
that's
on a
6
sec.
cards.
So you don't get to keep that one. I know how this works.
Ooh,
All right.
that is super rough. Not setting anything, drawing into 4 guys, burgers and fries.
Should have just gone for Master of Oz plus Zed.
Hmm.
Oh,
Yeah, now I think you just go like Invader, attack over set ring, and you laugh to the bank. Because you already saw heavy and MST. There's no more back row clears. There's nothing.
yeah. I think in Helios Strider's position, you probably seriously consider just setting that moisture creature.
Oh, okay. I thought MST was limited or something, but I guess not.
MST is semi-limited.
Okay.
We let the reins off on it a little bit because the back row is pretty strong.
Yeah, and here we get punished for not using the MST. Had we MST'd, we could have removed the Invader, but... Oh, no, we can't. We can't MST because of the Invader.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Invader of
Ugh.
Darkness is coming up a lot over the course of this tournament, as it turns out.
Yeah.
Alright. Good Dark Hole.
Inside you, there are 2 wolves. Do we punch for face, or do we set a monster face down?
Amazonosaurus woman, probably hoping to hit into a big meaty Despair from the Dark.
Yeah, that is a type of ass, but not the big meaty ass she was hoping for.
Yeah. The MSC takes out the Compul, so your way is clear. Wait! Oh my god, it's happening!
This is very funny, but it is not lethal.
It's not lethal, but it is. Someone from the Dark just repeatedly saying good games. Why are
What?
you admitting defeat?
No!
It's not over! You admitted defeat too early!
I swear to God, look at the top of the
Look
deck
at
with the dueling book. Look at the top of the deck.
What are you doing? Alright, well, I guess someone from the Dark conceded too early there.
No, can you look at the top of the deck with dueling book?
No.
Wait a minute. I thought you can, or no?
How would I do that? Explain to
Okay,
me.
I thought if you just hovered over it, it would show.
No. I am hovering. It's not showing. So, honestly, I am very confused. In fairness, none of the cards that someone from the Dark is presenting here beat the Master of Oz. But if we don't see that top deck, yeah, we will never know. With someone from the Dark conceding the Bronze Mash preemptively because they simply were too intimidated by Master of Oz's perfect Ken doll crotch. That is going to be the Bronze Mash to Helios Strider.
Oh, I forgot. Yeah, they're playing with the field power bonus. They're playing in Australia, so Master of Oz gets the bonus for lethal.
Oh man, you gotta watch out for those field power bonuses. That is going to lead us gracefully into our finals match, which is indeed going to be Ray versus Sparky. The Sphinx Chaos deck versus Dark Sorcerer of Magic Turbo, or Sorcerer of Dark Magic Turbo. I think that I would, based on what is optimal, I would expect Sparky to win this, but this is Junior Trials, and miracles happen on Junior Trials,
Mhm.
so we will see. An Apprentice Magician is a neat little start. Gives us a bunch of options. I don't necessarily anticipate it's going to be destroyed by battle this turn, though. And yeah, we're
Yeah.
just starting off with a Dekoichi, just starting slow. MST to take out the Mirror Force.
Yeah. I guess you go like normal scientist slurp the face down. I don't hate that. Just yeah.
Yeah, that is usually a good way to go. It's a little bit weird if it hits like a Sangan or a Witch, but otherwise, yeah. So Sparky is just looking at a lot of solid set cards. But we're gonna try to go for Magical Scientist. And I guess Rai is probably waiting for us to go deeper into the Thousand Eyes and just pay those life points before we TT if we are gonna TT.
Yeah. Um it sucks. Like, I mean, I also respect just not doing TT because any summon contests it.
Yeah,
And you
and
do
we
have
and we
two
do have
smashing
two
ground.
smashing. So we will summon the Blue Eyes, and Sparky will let that go through. So we don't even need to use a smashing yet. Yeah, I like that play. Moving over to Sparky, just
Ooh.
everything in this hand blocks Blue Eyes. Everything in this hand has a bigger ass than Blue Eyes White Dragon.
Hmm.
And the Buster Blader doesn't have anything to get bigger off of right now, so that's just a Blue Eyes and a Sphinx Talea staring at each other.
Hmm.
This is a Summoning Sickness ass Andro Sphinx.
Hmm.
Um, yeah, a little bit
Now
of
is
a
Ray gonna decide if they want to smash that Sphinx to lay ass? No. They decided no.
yeah. Imagine we're trying to bait out a really nice torrential tribute before we start using the smashing grounds, which we can
Yeah.
do.
My kind of like thing was like I kind of want to bait out a chaos guy, if that makes sense.
Hmm. So I guess we will Raigeki break.
Ooh.
Dust Tornado will take out the TT.
Yeah, now Chaos Sword gets to eat Blue Eyes, and we're on the back foot.
Yeah.
Nothing contests a normal summon to deal with Chaos Orc at the moment because the torrential clears your own board. Uh, I love I love dueling book shows where you're looking and Rage Roof return and check opponent's graveyard.
Incredible. So we attack over the Chaos. We smashing over the Talea.
Ooh, but I don't think we have a power bonus. Yeah, Buster Blader is
Yeah,
just a
Buster Blader
2600
is just
guy.
normal guy. And we just have 3k asses for days. Maybe Sparky is onto something with this deck. Yeah, we are not looking at much of anything here. Chaos Sorcerer is a must first be, so we do have that as an option. Um, yeah.
I mean, honestly, reviving Chaos Orc, you have to torrential or you get owned. Uh, I honestly don't hate that.
Yeah, it looks like we will go that route. And we will hold on to the TT for now.
Yeah, right now Sparky's in an odd situation because you need a summon that contests the Chaos Orc.
Yeah, so we just have to set the Sphinx to Leia and then flip summon it next turn.
Yeah, because if he has anything else that can contest it, ooh, and that is the worst. That's pretty bad because now you can't banish it, and it gets to eat Chaos Orc and deal you
Wait, this
1,000
deals. If this
damage.
card destroys a defense position monster as a result
Oh,
of
this card's
battle.
bad.
This card, these monsters are not good. The Sphinxes are astonishingly bad cards in formats that are not this one. So I would say Rye is probably on the back foot in terms of tempo, but this game is not settled yet. We don't have a convincing game plan yet. Although that Despair from the Dark will help.
I mean, Pod agreed with Premature. That might be just the end of the game. Sangan can Hail Mary it for King of the Swamp, but even then there's no dragons in the grave, so because the Blue Eyes was banished.
Yeah. I think oh my god, Rye. Oh no. We were just saying we are gonna fucking find it. Why?
Do we get punished?
Oh my
Do we
god.
get the punished? I mean, yeah, we weren't winning this game.
We actually should have gotten the King of the Swamp.
Yeah.
We still didn't beat TT into pre-mat, but we didn't know that Sparky had TT. Yeah, that is going to be Sparky taking game one with just the overwhelming might of his monster's booties.
I mean, that and did Sparky see double Pod agreed that game?
I think that might have been the case. But Rye also just didn't have the stat lines to contest.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't have the Gaga Gigos or the Invader of Darknesses. If we just had like something with more than 2800 attack, we could have stopped things for a little bit longer.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Guardian Angel Joan is pretty good into Dekoichi, giving Rye a boost to start things off.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Joan is hilarious with the implication of like Cyberstein in the format being able to like potentially double Cyberstein.
That is true. It's a shame that we didn't see anybody resolve that. Alright, MST takes out Rye's Raigeki break.
Ooh, and now, ooh. Yeah, that is pretty rough.
Yeah.
Only being 29, 28. Big man. Big man.
Big beefy man, who I imagine is going to eat shit to his smashing ground momentarily.
Mm-hmm.
And then we can, probably we want to throw down a Sangan at this stage. Yeah.
Yeah. Ooh, aggressive. I mean, I guess you did have an extra little bit of life points, so you're fine, like, taking, you know, 18 to the dome.
Yeah.
Just to get a little bit of damage in anyway. And you play around crossout, too.
We ain't playing around crossout. We setting monsters for days. Sphinx Talea is on the board.
What's in our hand? Okay, yeah, this is... We don't have anything to contest the booty eclipse.
Oh, we got Smashing Ground, but that's main too. And yeah, we will go for it.
Yeah, I like switching Sangan to defense here just in case he's...
Yeah.
Mm.
The Blue Eyes is actually rough here.
Yeah, it is rough just in general, though, because we're down on so many cards. I mean, I guess it's only two, but it is not a good scenario because when you do eventually heavy, they can potentially chain call to revive Sangan.
Yeah. So we will go
Goodbye,
Despair
Buster
into
Blader.
Buster Blader to clear the way for Blue Eyes White Dragon later on.
Ooh, Scientist is a lovely summon at this point in time because uh, the onus is on Sparky to out it. Joan?
Interesting. We will go ahead and trade it.
Joan Crash. Maybe we're just setting up Heavy Storm because they both have Heavy Storm, right? Or am I mistaken?
Yeah. They have heavy, but we aren't using it yet. Interesting. We might
I
have just
mean,
forgotten.
I think they're just like I don't need to make any pushes this turn. I can heavy at the onus of my
That's
um
true.
because heavying right here and going, yeah, this is pretty good.
Yeah, I think I'm very junior format brained, and I generally wanted to use heavy earlier in case I like drew a spell card this turn so I could use it. But we drew a trap card, so the way that Rai played it out worked pretty well. And then we go. We are not. Nope, never mind. I've thought about it. We will set
Ooh.
the bottomless trap hole and just hang for now.
I personally like yeah. I mean, there's no I mean now that you know, I guess, but like I feel like there'd be zero universe you not go Sangan over Sangan, Andro over the back face down.
Yeah, we just like to live dangerously. That was never gonna be Despair from the Dark. That wouldn't happen.
Mhm.
Old Vindictive Magician off of this Sangan, and then we've got Apprentice Magician. Smashing Ground kills the Andro Sphinx.
Yeah, not the best top deck for Apprentice because we might have like a target left and that might be Scientist or zero targets.
We do have a Scientist.
Yeah, Scientist can grab monsters that do negate Sangan, which is nice.
Yeah, it's like Fiend Skull Dragon.
Yeah, I think there's two that actually do it: Dark Balter and Fiend
Yeah,
Skull.
Dark Bolter is pretty nice. Unfortunately, it's going to be met with a TT here, which works out pretty well for Sparky. We'll grab our own
Yeah,
Magical Scientist.
you could pay the 1,000 extra when you summon the Scientist to get out the one that stops trap cards before you continue your conga line, but it is like
But at that
paying more
point,
life points.
they might just TT that guy anyway. Um.
Oh, I mean, yeah, like no, well, you can negate it after
Oh.
you
Oh. Okay.
summon the
Yeah.
guy.
So
So
we
there's like a
will.
risk reward.
Yeah, we will Thousand Eyes restrict the Apprentice Magician, which I'm not sure has any targets left at this stage. Um,
Reborn is a good one if we can out back row potentially. Um, which is scientist for days, baby.
there's a whole lot of magical scientists going on at this stage. Thousand Eyes restrict steals the magical scientist.
I mean, legitimately, a top deck, um, a top deck of the magician guy, the 3200, is actually insane here. Oh wait a minute, no, we can't reborn and magician. No, in the same turn.
Oh my god, the avatar of the pot!
Yeah,
How
that's the
could
one
Rise?
downside is
How could Rise deck be bricking? How could this be possible?
it's impossible. It's never been done before.
Not sure why we didn't just like summon a second guy, but oh, I guess we just waited. Man, there's gonna be egg on my face if Rai draws one of their other two Pot of Greeds. Alright, Sphinx to Leia. We'll get some burn damage here. That's the fucking
ooh.
effect.
This is rough because we only have two scientists in the deck. And yeah, we can't do the reborn play because the special summon rule. Ooh.
That is definitely not like
I,
the most ideal of searches.
I mean, I guess we can normal Bizer, return the back rows, scientist the Talea. That's like a thing. It clears the board, resets a little bit of tempo, and that's what we're doing.
I think I would Monster Reborn the Joan. Fuck it.
Oh, that's kind of neat. I do like the attack points though. Yeah.
Yeah, it's probably good to get the bigger guy. Although we don't know this, but Sparky has
And
the biggest guy.
unironically, grabbing the Buster Blader was correct.
Actually, yeah. Although that just like, yeah, we don't have a dragon in the grave, so that just loses to every other normal summon.
Mhm.
Oh, Blue Eyes takes out Gaga Gigo. And Rai is
Mm.
on the other foot with 2 copies of Invader of Darkness.
Ooh, yeah, that's probably going to be the end of the game. Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's so Jover. It's so
Yeah, that
Jover.
is a really good draw for Sparky. I don't think we have lethal here, but we can. Fascinating. Okay. Um. Yeah, we will go Chaos, Sorcerer, banish the Bizar Shock. I have to imagine. Okay, we're not
Really,
setting
we're
Sphinx
not
Talea.
setting.
We're just
Mm.
really afraid of the Dark Hole. Which, like, you know, it hasn't been played yet. There are only 19 cards in the deck, but.
But yeah, we have lethal next turn with the heavy, so it's just
Yes.
Jover. It's so Jover.
With Dekoichi getting us over the finish line. Folks, Sparky has won the Super Junior Confrontation 2004 with Sphinx Chaos. Despite these guys' ridiculous summoning sickness and their absurdly specific burn effects, just being big turned out to be enough in this situation. Congratulations to Sparky. I think this might be their second Super Junior Confrontation victory. I would have to double check that, but congratulations. Do you have anything to say about the format as it stands, Wish?
Well, I think the format is probably so the only thing that might seem unhealthy to me at this point in time, um, honestly, just might. So the two things that pop in mind are maybe Pot of Greed, just because it is at your spell for turn, but like Pot of Greed, if you're drawing into big bungus into big bungus that demand answers for, is really, really powerful. And because like someone from the dark who was playing the burn deck drew 6 cards off Pot of Greed, but all 7 of them couldn't contend a big bungus. But once you're Pot of Greeding into a big bungus monster reborn, big bungus premature, you now have like these 2 guys that are really hard to deal with. The other one that is a mini cause for concern, now that I'm just thinking about it, is multiple Thousand Eyes restrict in the format. Because Magical Scientist is essentially pay 1,000 to kill 1,000 per monster, essentially. Um, which is really, really good when Dark Hole's limited. You're basically playing 3 more copies of Dark Hole.
Yeah, I think that the Sphinx Talea might change the layout of things a little bit in that having a bunch of these big asses in the format has the potential to slow things down. I have found in previous formats that Magical Scientist is kind of bad to run at 3 because of the life point cost. But with the added benefit of like being able to insulate yourself a little bit more, it does make me question, like, you might be right that like there might be a time where Thousand Eyes Restrict would just be a good limit. Simply that
Yeah.
you can only use that effect to remove one of your opponent's monsters. And like, Magical Scientist sends Thousand Eyes Restrict back to the extra deck at the end of the turn, so it's not even like you're not using it again, you're just only using it once in that turn. As funny as it is to see people spam the board with Thousand Eyes Restrict, we did see a whole lot of Magical Scientist shenanigans today.
Hmm. No,
But I like the format though. I like that we saw a bunch of different things. I like that Rai managed to get to the finals on a deck playing Dark Magician and Dark Paladin. We
mhm.
saw Dora of Fate resolve for lethal. We saw a ton of very silly things, and I enjoyed myself.
Yeah, no, I mean, maybe the players can say otherwise and tell us, oh yeah, this format is the most doo-doo-ass
Yeah.
dog shit I've ever played in my entire universe. But no, it looks diverse enough. Like tempo is definitely king. Being able to tempo out your plays and then make a lethal push is very, very important still. But it
I
feels
mean,
like
like
there's
the problem with tempo though is that sometimes 7 cards don't beat Invader of Darkness.
Mhm. But I think there is there is diversity in what people are playing, and maybe if this format was played to death, then it might be like, okay, yeah, this is the undisputed best deck in the room. But it feels like it won't reach that point for a very long time, for as long as this format remains relevant.
I mean, like, we update the card pool every month, so next time we are here on Junior Trials, we will be looking at the 2005 pool, and we will, I'm sure, have different problems to deal with. Wish, thank you
Mhm.
so much for joining me. Do you have anything you'd like to plug?
Go watch Regression also on Jesse J Plays channel. Uh,
Yeah,
no.
really good
Uh,
season. A
mhm.
very normal season.
I don't have really YouTube content. Like I work on other people's stuff, but I'm still in school for 3 more weeks. So yeah, I don't have a YouTube channel to plug, but I don't know. I've got Twitter, I've got a Discord. The link is on my Twitter. You can join and harass me in my Discord and say, why doesn't uh, why is you can then also post the copy pasta of Nim Nim of why does this is why I can't enjoy the series. Nim Nim just brings the same deck over and over, and you can put the copy pasta there. That'd be a pretty good time. Oh.
We need better hobbies, man.
Thank you for watching Junior Trials. A big appreciative shout out to Rai of the video you just watched fame, the Dark Paladin player, who has generously agreed to edit Junior Trials going forward. Those who know me know I really enjoy the Game Master aspect of creating YouTube series. I like constructing formats and rule sets with the intention of letting people have a good time, and at this stage I'd say I'm pretty good at it. Editing, however, I've remained somewhat mediocre at. It's time consuming and not something I'm terribly skilled at, so having Rai step in this way will free up my schedule considerably. If you liked this video, consider leaving a like and hitting that subscribe button. And if you'd like to play Junior Trials format, there is a link to join the official Junior Format Discord in the description of this video. Thank you, we'll see y'all next time.